I said is, I think to be kind and to be a bit observant and reticent is always the best thing to do. To not jump into defending the self if it's not really necessary. So I think kindness and a little reticence is always the best thing.
That's great advice because it focuses on the boundaries without being upsetting or causing problems because you're just simplifying it.
And we have to know first what we believe and what we want. And that takes some time, especially if you're in a new situation. Think about going to a new school if you're a kid or even an adult. You're in a new situation. Well, everybody's in the same boat. We're human beings. We all want attention at some point with some kind. We want to be noticed and we want to notice other people at times, but not all the time. So there are all different kind of people in the world. And I think to preview a situation if we're going into it for the first time can help, such as, okay, I just started a new job and I'm going into a new office. What do I know about it? What do I know about the people? What are their habits, their behaviors? Do I know anything about that? And so it's not that you want to change yourself to fit in like you're a chameleon, but you might have to modify some of what you believed is true and what isn't true about how you're going to treat other people.
That's a good point. We often want to see boundaries as fixing others when it's really honoring our own energy, which will change from place to place depending where we're at.
Oh, we love to fix others. It's that projection. It's so delicious. It really is. If I could only make them do this, then I could feel the way I want to feel all the time. It's just part of human nature. It really is. And I think as an adult, if you're adulting, that capital A, you can control that. But it's just part of human nature once again.
We can't get away from human nature no matter how much we try to become shapeshifters.
Yeah, that's true. It's the board that we play the game on. You got to talk about a boundary. Oh my God. Okay, you're going to go into a body next week. Well, I don't want to go. I'm really comfortable here in the fourth level astral realm. Well, it's time because now we have the perfect setup for you. Well, damn it, I don't want to go. Well, you're going. You're going. and this is what you're going to do. I don't want to. Well, you're going. So make a decision. You going to like it or not? Well, here's some nice things that could happen. So who knows? Who knows what it is up there? But as above, so below. So I think the boundaries of the astral realm or the inner life situations are pretty similar to what we have here. We have to choose, but mostly what we choose is how we're going to respond or react.
And you can change that choice. It doesn't have to stay the same throughout your whole life.
And that's fascinating to me. I've watched myself change over the years with what I feel about things and why I made those decisions. And I thought, I'm just not that person anymore. And when I made those decisions at that age, that was okay for that age. But I'm different now. And talk about boundaries. Sometimes we have to adjust to how our partner, husband, wife, kids are changing, family members at Thanksgiving. Oh my God. Talk about change. People change. People do different things. Oh my God, I had the greatest uncle. My grandmother, my adopted daddy's mom, Bess, had 9 brothers and sisters. They were just hysterical. These were big people. They were Russian Jews. They were attractive and they were loud and they were fun. And oh my God, Uncle Nathan came in once and he had this huge beard. Never seen him with a beard. Well, boy, did he catch hell from everybody else. So because his boundary was changed because of social pressure, of course, he shaved it off. It was a very close family. So you never know. You have to keep somewhat of a sense of humor. Because as we go down the years, and that was a big deal back then. Oh my God, I tell you what, I thought they were all going to explode, have another martini and another Carlton cigarette. It was a big deal that he couldn't have that beard because he looked this, or this. I don't know who he looked like. And now it's funny. So we have to consider, that we're all ridiculous. I mean, I think about some of the idiotic stuff that I've done. I was so serious. Oh my God. I was so serious about it. It's because I didn't have an exit from that behavior. So having boundaries is also that you have exit from your negative behavior. That okay, I'll probably do this. When I get with Aunt B, now she irritates me because she always says something about how I look, or she always says something about who I'm dating. And what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to get angry because I don't deserve for her to treat me like that. There we go. And it's on, and it's on. So to be able to think about how to change our behavior and maybe laugh a little bit about it, just maybe laugh, that can always help. You can remind me of that in the future when I get triggered.
I will. Life is too hilarious to take seriously. We need to laugh at the things that trigger us and realize that we're always changing, and something new is just around the corner.
We are. My husband and I laugh about how we are when we get up in the morning now. I call him Shrek. He grumbles. Oh my God, he's this huge guy, and he's like a big bear. He just grumbles, and I think it's adorable and fun. And he's worried that I'm going to judge him. I'm not going to judge you. You're 66 years old. You've had 3 helicopter crashes, 30 years in the military, all over the world. What do you expect? What do you expect? Then as the day goes on, he feels better. When I get up in the morning, I'm disoriented, but I spend a lot of time being disoriented. I'm a psychic medium. My husband knows he can deal with what's there. I deal with what's not there. So you kind of have your boundaries about what's familiar to you, who you're with, who you're around, who you can help, who can help you. And you will learn to modify that because of what happens when you don't.
Yeah, that's the goal. Find harmony between the two.
What would happen with a lot of these hysterical YouTube videos of people totally losing it in public, in airports, getting arrested? I forget the alcohol. I mean, that's always a trigger. But what would happen if people said, I'm acting like a fool, I'm going to stop? No, 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 no. We have a right to get our anger out. And being angry and acting angry are two totally different things. Being insulted and acting insulted are different. But being loving and acting loving is the same thing. It's the same energy. You're just wrapped up in this field of, so what? There it is.
That goes back to detachment.
It sure does. It sure does.
Love always brings you back to detachment.
It does. It does. So in that big ocean of love, every good emotion is there. Every feeling is there that is not negative. Everything is there. And when those negative feelings rain down into that ocean of love, what do? They really get absorbed by this vast, vast ocean. You get absorbed with it and it goes away. And we become more of, what kind of person would that be? To say we become loving, that's pretty vague. But I think we become more detached from our negativity. And that can happen with age, or it can't happen at all. I don't know. I've certainly become more detached because I've become more ridiculous as I get older. So love is always the answer.
True. I think we become more humble. I'm not sure it's the word you're looking for, but it's that no longer putting your own physical requirements as the be all and the end all. It's there, obviously, but you can see clearly that there's more to the universe than that.
Yeah, the humble thing, that's a beautiful, that reticence and that humility is always kindness. I laughed about that last week. I had gotten a shirt. I love ordering stuff on Amazon. I got this shirt on Amazon, and I was out in public, and I was in the grocery line. This lady behind me, she said, "Sweetie, I'm going to tuck, you still have your tag on in this shirt." Now, 10 years ago, I would have humiliated myself, died of embarrassment. I said, "You know what? I do that sometimes. That's hysterical. Can you grab it and yank it off?" She said, "Yeah." I said, and she and I were laughing. She was about my age. I said, that's one of the fun things about being older in your 70s, even, where people expect you to do weird stuff like that. Oh, they're just old. You can get away with a lot of stuff. But now that stuff is funny to me. It's really not even embarrassing. It's like, yeah, well, did that again. So you're right. That kind of humility, not that I'm a humble person, I don't think I am, but I certainly have a lot of opportunities to learn that and to express it.